Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Tool Show with me, Master Dan, the Journeyman shooter. And today I'm here in Crescent Heights as my usual little spot, and I love it up here just because it's a beautiful place to hang out in the morning. The moon's out up in the back there. It's technically Easter, and it's a gorgeous one. As you can see, it's spring, and it's already snowed here, so that's beautiful. It's Calgary. It's cold this morning, but who cares? It's life. You got to make the most out of it sometimes. You can't sit around and expect to see a beautiful sunrise if you're staring into a camera. No, I'm just kidding. I'm staring into a camera and not actually enjoying it, but I'm going to enjoy it later because I'm going to go home and I'm going to watch this and I'm going to kind of upload it and make sure it looks real nice. And it's a beautiful day. So I figured why not come out, do one of our little coffee time segments here, and I figured it'd be a great day for that. And that's a good coffee. I think it's a coconut mocha. That's one of the American ones my mom ships in from the States, and I really appreciate that, so thanks, Mom. And I know she's probably one of the only ones that actually watches these clips, which is, that's all right, as long as somebody's watching it, I guess, but that's okay. So what I wanted to talk about today was what's something that makes people happy, something that makes people laugh, and something that will get you kind of interested in living a little bit better. Well, one thing is a good joke. Everybody loves a good joke, and a lot of people call me a joke, but who doesn't love a good joke? So why not? That's it. I like to tell good jokes, and most of the time my jokes are horrible, and that's part of the funniness of the joke sometimes, is that it's so bad that it's actually pretty good. And well, I was thinking it's spring and Easter technically, so what's a good joke that I can tell you guys for spring and Easter basically? But well, one of those things is how do you catch a unique rabbit? Well, you sneak up on it. No, that's horrible. That's a bad one, but it's kind of a two-parter because how do you catch a tame rabbit? Tame thing. That's even worse. So sorry about that, but that's it. You got to have a good joke sometimes, or at least a joke. There's a billion different jokes you can tell. Something that kind of gets them interested. I like the one-liners. Something that kind of livens things up a little bit, but it's quick and it doesn't really make people think, because that's what a lot of the time a joke. Most people don't really want to sit there and try to think about what they just heard. They want to hear something funny, like why is a bike always sleepy? Because it's too tired. Oh, geez, that's horrible. That's another bad one, but you can go online and search up your own. I don't claim to know every good joke, but I know some jokes, and most of the jokes that I've learned in the trades I can't really ever tell anybody because they're not appropriate for outside of the trades. And even the ones my dad used to always tell me, it's like, Dad, why are you saying that at Christmas dinner? But no, I did. Well, he has said some pretty good ones at Christmas dinner, but he likes to have a joke, and that was always his thing, because a lot of the time it's tough. You have to sit with people, and there's nothing to talk about. So why not have a good joke on hand, something that you can just throw out and pull out at any given time, and it's a good one. It never hurts to have a good joke. People like that kind of stuff, so why not? And I know personally, in the trades, I used to have to ride in a service van with a Journeyman, so we were driving around all the time, and I got a lot of good service experience where you're out in the field and driving, but there's a lot of time where you're driving or you're spent with just one guy and you're hanging out with him all the time, and it gets a little bit weird. So one thing you want to do is you want to make sure you have some kind of joke, or at least something to talk about, because if you're sitting there in silence, it's not what most people would call an interesting day or a fun day. So you want to make sure you have a good joke, or at least some kind of good topic of discussion, something that's not going to really cause controversy, because if you're causing controversy at work, it's not a good idea. And a good joke can defuse the situation, especially if somebody's angry with you. If you got a good joke, then you're laughing, or they'll be laughing, hopefully, and they won't be really angry and wanting to fight you anymore. So why not make a good joke? I don't know, just don't make any kind of yo mama jokes or any of the bad jokes, because in a situation like that can really escalate things. But there's a lot of good not jokes, like it's a really warm morning out here today. No, just kidding. That was a bad not joke. So there's a lot of bad not jokes, and and that's about it. There's not really much else I can say today. I just figured I'd get out here, have a little coffee time practice segment, and it's just like Warren Buffett said, if you want to be good at something, you got to practice it. And I'm not good at jokes yet, so if I want to get good at jokes, I got to practice them, and that's what this is. I'm just practicing my jokes, and this isn't even about Tool Show right now. I'm just working on my comedy. So no, this is all about Tool Show. Everything I do is all about Tool Show, and it's all I think about, dream about, and live for. So if you guys want to sponsor the show, or at least subscribe to it, whatever you got to do, this is what I want to do with forever, so why not just get a hold of me? So for tool show, wait, actually, I was thinking about it too. As you can see, this is Sunnysides over there. It's a beautiful little park. Holy cow, there's a big crack there right behind me. I think that was this big rail along the road, and there's expansion joints in between each of them. There's a small little expansion on each of these. I'll even kind of come over and show you that's what just cracked. There's that little expansion joint right there. So that's the crack that I just heard there, and it kind of shocked me. I was like, was that somebody shooting something? No, it was just the expansion joints on the metal there. But back to what I was talking about is this is the beautiful community of Sunnyside. I kind of live a little bit way over there. But this is, well, not way over there, just over there. But it's a beautiful area to live. And as you can see on top of the roofs there, I'll kind of zoom in over there. There's a whole bunch of snow on all those roofs. So when you're looking at all that snow on there, you can tell how your roof is insulated. So if your roof is wet and there's no snow on top of there compared to all your neighbors, then you have an insulation problem, and you need to insulate your attic because you're losing your heat up through that roof, which is causing the snow to melt. Sometimes that's a good thing, but you're also losing heat, which is not a good thing. And especially if you're paying for it, you're paying for it. So that's your money that's going down the drain there. So you want to make sure you're doing the right thing and checking your roof. So if it's snowy like this, check your roof, get a good little glimpse at it, see if there's any kind of spots that are warm or whatever, and then take care of it. Get somebody to insulate it, or just go to Home Depot. Well, I don't want to say anybody, just go to some place like a big box store and get yourself a nice little box of insulation or spray foam or something good that's going to do it, that won't ruin your house, because somebody will have to work on that stuff again later. So if you ruin it, then it's going to cost you a lot more later when somebody has to tear it out and fix whatever they're working on. So just be smart, and that's about it. So for Tool Show, I'm Master Dan, the Journeyman shooter. Get out there, learn yourself some good jokes. And oh, I have one more good joke to end with here before we get going. It's a beautiful sunrise over in the back there, so I figured, why not tell one more good joke? So how do you, oh wow, wait. Okay, yeah, never mind, sorry. Sometimes you gotta remember your jokes, and that's a joke in itself. But how, oh, here it is, sorry. What do you call a deer with no eyes? I ain't got no idea. No idea. Yeah, so, and then what do you call a deer with no eyes and no legs? Still no idea. Get it? Because it's not going nowhere. Okay, so that's it. For Tool Show, I'm Master Dan, the Journeyman shooter. Get out there, learn some jokes, tell them, and make the world a funnier place.